Are you genuinely excited about the direction of your life for this next year? Well, you can be, and in this video, I'll show you how.
So our life is always moving, and in the going that we do back and forth, it's always because we believe that this going is going to take us to someplace even better. And we're able to go wherever we want to go because we've been given the first of two amazing gifts, and that is the gift of dominion. Let me read the passage, Genesis chapter 1, verse 27 and 28. So, God created man in His own image. In the image of God, He created him. Male and female, He created them. And God blessed them. And He said to them, "Be fruitful, increase in number, fill the earth, and subdue it. Rule over the fish of the sea, the birds of the air, over every living thing that moves on the ground." We've been given dominion. That means no one's in charge of you except you. We're in charge of our thoughts. We're in charge of our belief system. We're in charge of our words. We are in charge of all of our actions. We're in charge of the way we manifest life in this body. No one's in charge of that except us, and that is great, good news. And being in charge of our own lives through dominion, we create little dominions of our own. And we've got a room of our own, a car of our own, a job of our own, a world, a little world that is our world. We're in charge of it. We can build it the way we want. We can take great care of it, or we can not take care of it at all. It is completely on us. So the message is, no one's coming to rescue you. You are the rescue party for your own life. We're in charge of how we feel about ourselves, how we feel about others, how we think about life, what narrative we believe about the world, like what kind of world is this? Is it fair? Is it unfair? Dominion, it's ours. It's a gift from God. It belongs to all of us, and we can take charge of this little life of ours, and we can build it into something even better. Now, we have concepts of time like past, present, and future, but really we only get to live in one place, and that is in the now. There's a now moment. It is the current present moment, and in truth, it's the only life we ever experience. We remember previous now moments, those are the past. We can anticipate, which is unique about a human, we can anticipate a future present, and that is how we actually drive our life. We live in the now, and we drive our actions toward the misty future, but we use the headlights of our hopeful expectation of a better future. And that hopeful belief in the future is a second amazing power from God, and it is a very, very important power. Now, future hope is important for us emotionally and psychologically. We need the expectation that the future we're going toward has potential, that it can be better than where we're at right now, that we're not going backwards, we're not going down, we're not going under, that there is a way to go forward and higher and better in the future. It's an important mental framework, but the Bible says it's much more than that. Now, future hope is not only important to us psychologically and emotionally as a coping mechanism, it actually has a mystical power that brings the things we hope for and believe into the reality of the present moment. And that's not just New Age thinking about manifesting, where you can, if you think on a thing enough, you can actually make it come into existence. They're tapping Bible truth. Jesus Himself taught much about this thing He called belief and faith. Let's look at one story. In Matthew chapter 9, verse 27, it says, Jesus was walking through a town, and two blind men kept shouting out to Him, "Son of David." That's a pretty big title. That means He's the Messiah. He is the future king of Israel. "Son of David, have mercy on us." He didn't say anything to them. He just kept walking. He went inside a house, and then they persevered. They pushed inside that house, and they kept saying it, "Son of David, have mercy on us." And let's pick up the story in verse 28. It says, when He had gone indoors, the blind men came to Him, and He asked them, "Do you believe that I am able to do this?" "Yes, Lord," they replied. Then, verse 29, He touched their eyes and said, "According to your faith will it be done to you. And their sight was restored. Many times after Jesus did a miracle, he said to the person, you realize your faith did this for you. So that idea of future hope, of a positive belief, of a yearning for an outcome that is longed for, and bringing it to yourself by cherishing it and believing it's going to happen, it's going to happen. That's not just good for your mind, that actually helps create the positive outcome itself. So we have these two amazing powers. Number one, God gives all of us dominion. We are in charge of our experience of life in this body. This is our world. He made it for us. Humans are the guardians of this world. We've been given special powers by God, and one of those powers is authority over our own lives. We're in charge of our attitude, our thought, our behaviors. Everything that we do is under our willful control. But secondly, we're given this amazing power of faith. We can generate in our mind an atmosphere that is positive toward God, an atmosphere that is positive toward life, an atmosphere that says, for example, if you're facing hard times right now, and let's say you're in a financial dilemma and you're a business owner and your business is in trouble, you see your cash flow going down. See, there's two levels to this. The first level could say, we're going to be fine, and you just keep your mind on that. Our business is going to do great. I think there's a higher faith than even that, and it's this one. I believe my business is going to be fine, but even if it's not, even if everything crashes and we go out of business, even if we lose our house, even if we lose all the things we put our hands on right now, we're going to be okay. In the end, we're going to be okay. We're going to fall into a safety net, we're going to regroup, we're going to start rebuilding, and we're still going to have an awesome life. That's faith. That's the power of faith. And that kind of faith will bring things into your life. We can't always marry ourselves to one particular outcome, but the power of faith in God and faith in our life and faith in our experience that I will find a way. I will find a way to understand it. We will find a way in your marriage. We will find a way to work it out. So many times in our marriage, Sherry and I, we've come to a place and it's like, man, this is hard. We're doing hard yards, even with each other. Maybe one of us has changed because you keep evolving. It's not like you married the same person your whole life. You marry that person and then they change and you don't always do it at the same time. And you just have to keep renegotiating your covenant, but covenant it is. And many times we've had to just look up in the middle of a tense moment and say, this is not a great moment and it's not a moment we want to hold on to, but look, it's going to get better and we are not going to let this be how we always are. We are moving to a better place and we're going to make the changes because that's dominion. You can change anything you need to change about yourself. So as we look forward, we've got all of this ahead of us. This is the borderland between China, Myanmar, and Thailand. And I see young people in this village and they're taking dominion and they have faith. They're some of the poorest people in Asia, and those kids will go to school in the day with just a handful of rice in their belly, go to class, study all day long, come out of school, and then go get another couple handfuls of rice, and then head off for a second entire day of school in a Chinese school so they can have bigger, brighter opportunities because they are taking dominion over their own life, and they believe that education is the vaccination against eternal poverty. And so they're seeking it and they believe they're going to go abroad, they're going to get a great job, and they do one by one. You just hear of them with these stories of breakthrough in their life because the gospel has come to these villages too. But because they've got faith in God and they've taken dominion over their own life. And honestly, that is one of the most heartbreaking things that I see going on around the world today is just the loss of these two concepts where people don't believe they have dominion, even arguing that there's not even free will and that they are locked into this helpless situation because the system is unfair. Nobody will let me out. I can't get someone to help me. Oh, someone help me, help me, help me. And they just want to be perpetual babies laying back on their mom and their dad or whoever else, whatever systems the government will have that will help them move along for free all the way through life. Life is not like that. You have dominion. Whether you use it or not, you've got it. It's in your hands, and any day you want to take those keys, that engine will start. Take dominion over your own life. It's one of the most beautiful things. Honestly, we've been running, Sherry and I, a nonprofit for over 30 years. We have seen kids come from the most horrible situations and end up in the most amazing situations. And we've learned that really it's not about giving people money. It's not about giving them, and if we have it, we're going to give money, we're going to give food, we're going to do if it works, like as it works, because really what they need is to catch a vision of their life and to say, I am a child of promise. I will change my family's destiny. And I'm going out of this place to something better. And then, yeah, if they need a little boost up to get into a school, to get the money to get on the bus so they can go to school every day, that's easy money to find, and it's small because what they've got is that drive in their heart. And if someone doesn't take dominion over their life, and if they don't have a positive vision of the future, I don't know how to help them. I don't know that anybody can help them. These are two great powers God has given to each of them. And I just encourage you to make all the use you can of your dominion and of your faith. Build them both and keep them strong, and you'll be better off for it as your future unfolds, and you can have that thing that you dream in your heart. Hey, could I ask you to do two things for me real quick? Number one, hit that subscribe button so that new content comes directly to you. And number two, would you forward one of our videos to a friend of yours? I would really appreciate it.